Our next story is from space.com. It's a couple of weeks old, but I thought it was pretty cool. So it's got a video, so I don't have to do a lot of talking.
Priorities.
But NASA reveals their new X-59 Quiet supersonic jet. On Friday, January 12th, NASA and Lockheed Martin revealed the X-59 QUESST with an extra S in there. A radical new supersonic jet designed to break the sound barrier without creating a thunderous sonic boom. The X-59 Quiet supersonic technology. Oh, that's what it stands for. QUESST. Quiet supersonic technology. Huh.
That came right out of the X-Men mansion. The blue guy, the Beast, he created this thing.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, yeah.
No, that was the SR-71 they stole for that. So
come on. But we upgraded. It's a Quiet.
Yeah, this jet has been under construction at Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works facility in Palmdale, California. On a side, isn't that the coolest named place ever?
The Skunk Works?
Oh, yeah, man. I mean,
But I always think of there is a porta potty smelling thing that has Skunk Works and has a skunk on it. Every time I see it, though, I think of that kind of.
They put that skunk on everything they make.
I know, and that skunk is literally. Yeah. But I'm like, this is the best idea ever because everybody's like, Skunk Works, don't they just make porta potties or bathroom?
Right.
Like urinal cakes? You're like,
no.
And
go ahead and
X-57s or whatever they are.
59s. Yeah.
59s.
It's been in the works since 2019. It's designed to fly at supersonic speeds and reduce the typical sound of sonic booms, lowering the volume down to a thump, similar to a car door slamming. NASA says the aircraft could help reshape regulations that currently prohibit supersonic flight over populated areas due to disruptions that sonic booms can cause. Now, is that one of the reasons that the Concorde was kind of put out of business?
I think that is one of the things. It was like a lot to maintain, and
right.
It would boom.
And they had
all the
one.
time.
What really killed it was one crash.
Oh, really? Really?
That'll do it.
I loved the idea of the nose, like it landing like this and then flattening out.
Yeah.
That was
the nose
brilliant.
Altered, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The cockpit and the nose.
Yeah.
They would land like this, and then it would flatten out, and it was a cool plane.
I think we call Colonel Captain Maverick and see what top speed this thing goes.
Colonel Captain.
Quietly.
That's Captain Maverick.
Navy Captain.
Navy Captain.
There
we go.
There you go.
I must say, it's got a sleek ass design.
It's got a nose on it too. Now they have some. I don't know who this lady is who comes out and speaks for it, but they have I think obviously she was a test pilot because she says it. But when she first is like,
that's
behold,
a front end profile.
Yeah, isn't that nuts?
Good night.
But listen to her when she's like, behold. She sounds like a guy, like the guy from Green Acres. Behold.
She's so nervous.
I'm sorry, you can keep looking at it, but I got a few more things to say. Behold, our stunning X-59.
Christ.
Behold.
Behold the Skunk Works marketing director.
I know. I just made fun of probably a very decorated test pilot, but
high-ranking person.
What a unique aircraft, and it's just incredible to see the ingenuity that went into it. As a test pilot, the first time I looked at the design, I went, really had some questions about that. Lots of great time with the scientists and engineers at NASA, Lockheed Martin Skunk Works, and all our other industry partners, and I was ready to go. In fact, I'm ready to climb in, but I won't do that, Nils, I promise. I think it's really also important to take a moment and talk
not the only
about
thing holding her back.
the challenges of sonic booms accompanying supersonic flight. We talked a little bit about it, but this specialized aircraft is tackling it by engineering a specialized aircraft shape. what's most obvious right away is the long, distinct nose, which comprise almost a third of that 99.7-foot length.
A third of the plane.
So this design is really critical in dispersing shock waves, which today shocks are formed around the aircraft and then they merge together.
So what do you guys think they're going to actually call this thing? They're not going to call it the Quest because that name is lame.
They never
duck
merge
face.
together.
Quest will be the
And that's
unclassified.
how they solved this
Ducky
problem,
McDuckface.
which is really incredible.
Yeah, Ducky
And then
McDuckface.
to further enhance its quiet supersonic capabilities, you can see that cockpit is positioned almost halfway down the length of the aircraft.
Platypus.
And
Yes,
as
yeah.
has already been brought
Oh.
out,
Yeah.
the forward-facing window
rabid
was getting in the
platypus.
way
Now,
of
this is the
keeping
interesting
aircraft
part.
quiet. And so that's why it has no forward-facing window. It was a deliberate engineering decision from the X-59 team to make this aircraft quieter. But what's really interesting about that is we made that decision to make it quieter, but it's actually an important step forward in and of itself in advancing aviation technology while prioritizing the comfort of those on the ground. And huge challenge, right? Limited visibility in the cockpit. The team developed the external vision system, which is really a marvel
External
of
vision
high-resolution
Yeah,
cameras
it's called a fucking camera.
feeding an ultra-high-resolution monitor. Immediate applications for the X-59, the external vision system has the potential to influence future aircraft designs where the absence of that forward-facing window may prove advantageous for engineering reasons, as it did for us. So it's creating capabilities we haven't felt comfortable about putting in a crewed flight
I
vehicle.
wonder if they're using
without first
the
testing.
helmet from the
So this
F-35 that you're
groundbreaking
supposed to be
technology
able
is
to
really
look
a
through
beacon
the
guiding
plane.
us towards a future where
remember
visibility
what I'm talking about?
barriers in aircraft
Yeah.
design
Yeah.
can be overcome.
I don't know if
with
they
this
ever
inventive
actually
solution.
made the technology work, but the pilot was supposed to be able to look like down through his legs, and the cameras on the outside of the aircraft would then show him. It was like being in VR effectively. And but he
That's
would be able
cool.
to look down below him, and the cameras underneath the plane would show him through his headset what he was looking at.
You're able to assess some situations that you wouldn't be able to see. That's,
Well, especially with
that's
an
pretty cool.
F-35 where it can hover, right? You
Well,
know, you
certain
would like to
models,
see the below you. I mean,
Yeah.
that would be,
Yeah.
and it seems like that technology. I don't know. It seems like we should have had that by now. Maybe that's silly.
I mean,
to assume.
I got the technology to see behind me when I back up in my car, and it's a
Right.
CRV.
That's a great
So-
point. And all our UAVs have had it, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you don't have a camera that allows you to look into the engine and assess is there damage or what's not functioning.
No, but I got a lot of lights and shit, a lot of blinky stuff.
Okay, fair enough.
Pretty much the same thing.
I-
It only costs $40K.
Well, and I saw a car, and I can't remember which one it is now, but it's advertising how you have cameras on the side and stuff.
Mhm.
I don't know which one that is. Maybe it's
Tesla
all,
does it.
Maybe it's all high end. Maybe it's Tesla.
Tesla's all around. You can see.
I was like,
all
yeah, why
around.
haven't they offered that? I mean, that would have been nice,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I want to pay an extra 20 grand just for a bunch of cameras.
But as a pilot who's flown regular fixed wing aircraft looking forward, you gotta think that's got to be a big adjustment. Not being able to
Yeah,
see
but
the
sure,
front.
sure, yeah, right.
I honestly
But
believe
if
that
you're
would be a
looking
big
at a
adjustment.
screen, if you're looking at a decent sized screen or in your like VR style, I mean, it
I
wouldn't
would
be
just
that
say-
difficult to adjust. It would be
I think it's an adjustment.
definitely faith. Yeah.
Well, I would
sure.
also imagine they have some pretty thorough simulators for this thing, so you can
Yeah.
fly it 1,000 times on the ground before you actually ever get into it.
Well, I think
It looks crazy as hell, though.
Yeah, right.
Man, it looks cool.
But look at how I think the helicopter pilots have been doing that, not through
Yeah.
cameras, but they fly a lot through NVGs and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they got to kind of learn.
Well, and the Apache's got the reticle in the eye that allows
Yeah,
to do
right,
some
right,
other
right, right.
stuff. And
So I don't know. It just seems like technology. I kind of thought we had it already, but maybe not at those speeds. I guess. I
Yeah.
suppose. Right.
I'm sure it wreaks havoc on the aircraft doing that fast.
So kind of cool.
Was-
That's why I thought it was.
Was
pretty
it that big of a deal, like to the civilian population, to hear those sonic booms?
They never fly
Like,
supersonic over the U.S., right? Isn't there a restriction against that over at least?
Yeah, generally speaking.
So
Yeah,
it must-
areas. Yeah,
It must be a fairly big deal then. I guess.
well, it can break out windows, set off car alarms. Like there's a lot of stuff.
I don't know. I've never been at my
Make
house
the elderly
and
shit
go,
their
oh,
pants.
somebody just broke the sound barrier.